This is going to be a quick video, but an invaluable one if you aren't already familiar with this technique. It will take those tough cuts of meat and make them amazingly tender. Now, I've tried this on everything from wild turkey to water buffalo, and it will make your wild turkey better than a butterball, and that wild buffalo will taste like a tender ribeye. And it's one ingredient that you probably already have in your pantry. Now, we're going to start by covering our meat with water, just some cold water. And then our secret ingredient, as you can already see, is baking soda, which is actually a known meat tenderizer. And for this amount of meat, which I didn't get a weight on it, but it's maybe about 4 cups of chopped meat, we're going to use 1 teaspoon. And after we sprinkle this over the top, we're just going to give it a good stir. And from here, you can either put it in the refrigerator like this, or if you want to leave it out on the counter, I would recommend that you add ice, which is what I'm going to do. Now, you don't have to be a hunter to take advantage of this. This will help out your wallet at the grocery store because those tougher cuts of meats are usually the cheaper meats, but they can also be the most flavorful if you just know how to prepare them. My time limit on using this technique is anywhere from 15 to about 35 minutes. For a tender piece, this is deer, for something that's more tender, I would recommend maybe more on the 15 end, or if you have wild turkey, I would recommend maybe more toward the 15-minute end. But if you have something that's really tough, like a more tough cut of the deer, or if you have something that's really tough, like water buffalo, I would recommend more on the 35-minute end. And the reason why we set a time limit on it is because it really does work as a meat tenderizer, and if you let it go too long, your meat will become mushy. This technique is not one that I would recommend with a roast, a big large hunk of meat. I would say it's something you want to reserve for either strips of meat or like thin steaks of meat. Like with the water buffalo, I cut it into very thin steaks where I had a lot of surface area that this could work on and tenderize, and that turned out really beautifully. It really was like a ribeye. Or with this is deer. I have it cut into cubes because I'm actually going to be using it in a soup. So I would say you can experiment with it and see. Your mileage may vary, but this is definitely a technique that you will want to try, and it has been a game changer in our kitchen. Once your meat has been soaking for the appropriate amount of time, you'll want to drain the water baking soda solution off of it, rinse it off, and then dry it with a paper towel. And then from there, you can proceed with your recipe as usual, however you're going to prepare it. And I promise you, you will be amazed with just taking this one little step, how much of a difference it will make in that cut of meat. It really makes a huge, huge difference, and your meals will turn out so much better. They will be so much more enjoyable. Okay guys, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them for me in the comments section, or if you have any comments, you can leave those down below too. I enjoy reading them all, and I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, bye for now.